Hello, my friends, a specialist in urology and men's health. Today, we're stepping into a conversation that's honest, open, and yes, a little uncomfortable for some. It's the kind of topic many people quietly wonder about, but rarely feel safe enough to talk about. I believe it's time we change that. When we speak openly about intimacy, something powerful happens. We learn, we feel reassured, and we begin to understand that we're not alone in our questions or experiences. So, welcome back to a space where we talk about sexual health, confidence, and connection with respect and honesty, no matter your age or stage of life. Whether you're watching from a busy home, a peaceful outdoor spot, or somewhere quiet and reflective, this conversation is for you. Because intimacy doesn't fade with time. Desire doesn't simply disappear, and love, when nurtured, only grows deeper. Let's gently move into today's question, one I'm asked more often than you might think. It may feel a bit awkward to hear, but it's important. Is it safe to swallow vaginal fluids during oral intimacy? And what about the taste or smell? Is that normal or something to worry about? These are the kinds of questions people often keep to themselves, search for privately, or ask in a very hesitant way. But here, we're going to talk about it openly, without judgment, and based on real understanding. I encourage you to stay with me, even if it feels a little uncomfortable at first, because by the end, you'll feel more informed, more at ease, and more confident in how you approach intimacy. Oral intimacy is far more common and accepted today than it used to be. Many couples, even later in life, discover it as something new and meaningful in their relationship.
But like anything involving the body, it comes with a responsibility to understand what's happening and how to keep things safe.
So let's start with the basics. Vaginal fluids are not random, and they are definitely nothing to feel embarrassed about. They are a natural and essential part of how the body works. Their role is to reduce friction, protect sensitive tissues, and support a comfortable and healthy intimate experience. Even beyond reproductive years, this natural lubrication continues to play an important role in maintaining comfort and balance. There are a few key sources behind these fluids. The first are the Bartholin's glands, small glands located near the vaginal opening. They release a smooth fluid at the start of arousal to help reduce friction. Then there are the Skene's glands, found near the urethra, sometimes referred to as the female prostate, which contribute additional fluid during deeper arousal and are involved in female ejaculation for some women. The cervix also plays a role by producing mucus that helps maintain moisture and internal balance. Together, these create vaginal lubrication, which may look clear, slightly cloudy, or somewhere in between. It's simply the body preparing itself naturally for closeness and connection. Now, when it comes to taste and smell, this is where many concerns arise. Just like sweat or saliva, these can vary from person to person and even from day to day. Factors like hormones, hydration, diet, stress, and medications all play a role. For example, staying well hydrated and eating plenty of fruits and vegetables can make the taste milder or slightly sweet. Certain foods like citrus or pineapple are often linked to a fresher taste, while things like garlic, onions, coffee, or alcohol may create a stronger flavor. Hormonal changes also matter. Around ovulation, fluids tend to be lighter and more neutral. Near menstruation, there may be a slight metallic hint due to trace amounts of blood.
After menopause, lower estrogen levels can lead to less lubrication and a slightly more acidic nature.
And the most important thing to understand is this. All of these variations are completely normal. A woman's natural scent and taste are simply part of her unique biology. Just like no two men smell the same after exercise, every woman's natural taste is different too. But if something suddenly feels unusual, it's not a reason for shame. It's simply the body giving a signal. There are common, harmless reasons for changes. Sweat can build up from tight clothing, small traces of urine can affect scent, or there may be a temporary imbalance like bacterial vaginosis or a yeast infection. These are extremely common and easily treated. The real issue begins when people stay silent. When embarrassment replaces communication, distance grows and intimacy starts to fade, all because no one explained that these things are normal and manageable. So let's answer the question clearly. Is it safe to swallow vaginal fluids during oral intimacy? In most cases, yes, especially when both partners are healthy. These fluids are not dirty or harmful. They are mostly made of water, along with natural substances like enzymes, amino acids, minerals, glucose, and lactic acid, all of which help protect and maintain vaginal health. In fact, from a medical point of view, they're often less risky than everyday actions like deep kissing or sharing food. However, safety always depends on health. Like semen or blood, vaginal fluids can carry infections. Conditions such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, syphilis, trichomoniasis, and HIV can be transmitted through bodily fluids. The risk increases if someone has an active infection, and it becomes higher if the partner has cuts, sores, or bleeding gums in the mouth, which can allow infections to enter more easily. This doesn't mean you should feel afraid. It simply means intimacy should be guided by awareness and care. Knowing your health status, talking openly with your partner, and making regular testing part of your routine are all signs of respect and responsibility. I remember a patient in his 60s who reached out after being intimate with a new partner. He had bleeding gums and became worried about possible exposure to HIV. His concern was understandable, but the actual risk from oral intimacy is very low, though not zero. I advised both partners to get tested together, and their results came back clear. What stood out most was how that experience brought them closer. They felt more secure, more honest, and more connected. That's the deeper truth. Being careful doesn't ruin romance, it strengthens it. When both partners feel safe, intimacy becomes more relaxed, more open, and far more enjoyable. So here's what truly helps. Have honest conversations about sexual health. Suggest getting tested together, not as a sign of doubt, but as a shared commitment. In newer relationships, using protection like dental dams can add an extra layer of safety. And even in long-term relationships, routine testing a couple of times a year is a healthy habit. When both partners are infection-free, swallowing fluids is generally safe, and for many, it becomes a meaningful expression of trust and acceptance. For some women, this level of acceptance can feel deeply affirming, like being fully seen and embraced without hesitation. Now let's talk again about taste and smell, because this is where many insecurities come in. Variation is completely natural. It can be musky, slightly salty, tangy, or even faintly sweet. Hydration, diet, hormones, and stress all influence these changes. Foods like fruits can make the taste lighter, while things like garlic, alcohol, or coffee can make it stronger. Hormonal shifts throughout life also play a role.
Reassuring. What matters most is understanding that these natural differences are not flaws.
They are simply part of a woman's biology. The only time to pay attention is if there's a strong, sudden change along with symptoms like itching, discomfort, or unusual discharge. In those cases, it's usually a minor imbalance that can be treated easily. And how you respond as a partner makes all the difference. If something seems different, don't react negatively or make it a joke. That can create lasting insecurity. Instead, respond with care. Suggest something simple like freshening up together or focusing on comfort and well-being. When couples handle these moments as a team, their bond actually becomes stronger. There's also an emotional layer that matters deeply. For many women, especially later in life, feeling accepted is more powerful than any technique. When a partner shows genuine comfort and appreciation for her body as it is, it builds trust and removes hidden insecurities.
That sense of safety can deepen arousal enhance pleasure, and create a much stronger connection.
Acceptance invites openness, while judgment closes the door. So yes, for healthy partners, it is generally safe. And yes, differences in taste and scent are completely normal. What truly matters is communication, understanding, and kindness. Because intimacy is not just about the physical act, it's about how safe, valued, and desired you make each other feel. Before we finish, I want to share something for men. Many waste money on questionable products that promise quick results but lack real evidence. Instead, I suggest focusing on safe, research-backed options. For a gentle, natural boost, something like organic watermelon extract, rich in L-citrulline, can support blood flow and improve performance. If you're looking for more noticeable results, a well-balanced formula that supports circulation, testosterone, stamina, and overall vitality may help. Ingredients like Ikarin for blood flow, Tongkat Ali for hormone support, fenugreek for energy and desire, nettle root for prostate health, and citrulline for vascular function all work together to support performance in a more complete way. Whichever path you choose, prioritize your health, your confidence, and your connection. Because desire doesn't fade with age, it evolves, and it can grow stronger than ever.